9. Check the radio, pit crew is far from slow. The lights no longer yellow. Ready, steady, go. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 In love with the ride. Burning rubber smells real nice. Fuel it up once or twice. Come on, fast is the way to drive. Crowds all on their feet, not one bothered by the heat. Imagine them in the driver's seat. Checkered flag would be sweet. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Everybody get ready. On your feet. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Crank it up. Crank it up. Oh, it's racing. 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 Crank it up. Finger to the sky and a green light shining bright. The only thing I have in mind is the fin.
Famed for its glory, rich in its history. Watkins Glen, New York, we're back here with you. And Watkins Glen International is about to host the first ever edition of the GOAT Racing League Truck Series here on PTM Racing TV. It's coming to you live here today and now on the show, and it's about time to get down to business. Hi everyone, I am the Crusader Christian Shriver joining you live here at Watkins Glen International in Watkins Glen, New York. It is time to visit up the GOAT Racing League once again, this time their first ever edition with us in the Truck Series. It just so happens to fall under the Road Course Challenge week, so let's find out what they have laying in wait for us here on the show. Parting them up on the pole, it will be the 70, Aaron Smith is outside, Cave McClenny in the 05. Row number 2 is Samuel Harrell, and the 43 is outside is Chad Adams in the number 54. Row number 3, Justin Reynolds, a pilot 94 is outside, Michael H. Aldridge in the 40. In row number 4, we'll see Christoph Hall in the 98 is outside, Bud Shearer in the 93, excuse me. Row number 5 is Aaron Jackson, the 12 is outside, and the 47 is going to be Joseph Dravala. Row number 6 is Cody Sturgill, and the 24 is outside, the 76, that's Mark Rodigan. Row number 7, that'll be piloted down by the 67, Doug Ezell is outside. The 84, that is going to be Kerry Moore. Row number 8 is Keith Prince, and the number 3 is outside. In the 10, Ryan D. Cook. Row 9 is Maurice Burnett, and the number 8 is outside. The 23 is Charles Van Schaik. Final starter in the field, Gregory Everett will pilot the 42 shotgun on the field. And with that, the field is set to go. Race fans, share this one around if you're ready for it. Let us know in the comments section who your driver is, who you're rooting for. The field is now coming through to the track. It is coming onto the stage. Start and center point. It is time to go racing here at the famed Watkins Glen International. As the drivers get settled to go here and ready for the action here onto the show. Let's take a look at our track tech talk here before we enter in. This is the Boot Cup. This is the Boot Cup Series layout. You will see that there is going to be a very unique little gap there on the top right of your screen there. That is the bus stop corner that will send a lot of drivers scrambling to try to get on the brakes and get back on the gas. Watch for drivers to have a hard entry and a very stronger exit just to make it down to the carousel turn there on the next set corner. And of course, entering into the final two sharp turns, it is a wild goose chase for position, a wild goose end for the corners. Anything is possible here at Watkins Glen, and we have seen some of the toughest racing ever performed here on PTM Racing TV on this very same track. Drivers in position, drivers ready to go. There is only one thing left to do, and that is to get down to business here and get down to the track. We are ready for you. We are ready with you. If you're ready with us, it's time to see who is going to be the Truck Series winner of the Road Course Challenge Week in a hot lineup and hot starting field. And we've seen already a few of these guys can do, like Cade McClenny there in that 05 already winning out on the first race in the Next Gen Cup Series at Indy that we joined with these guys. Of course, at Daytona. Bit of an awe-inspiring little battle there and a very crazy little race, to say the least, too. That one ended up going down to the wire, and John Hammond was able to bring that one home. But today, the Truck Series coming to life, coming to the stage, definitely makes things just a little bit more difficult, a little bit more interesting, because we don't know for sure how everyone will play out and how everyone will do. And we are missing a few, I believe, what I was told earlier, so that should be a little bit of a discretion point there. Off the distance though, into corner number 12, down to the straightaway we come. Green flag ready to fly in the air. It is time to go racing. 41 laps to the distance here on PTM Racing TV. Here we go. And sharp right turn coming up. Back to the bottom through the corner exits we go. Cade McClenny taking a good fight and a bite out of the number 17 lead right out of the gate. Aaron Smith dealing with him on the right side. They'll bring him right through onto slippery slope. It's the 05 McClenny taking advantage. Smith will have to try to drive back and get to him here. Action Jackson, the 12, moving the chains back from top 10. He's trying to stay with the field as the rest of your guys move their way down the back stretch half into the bus stop corner. Samuel around the 43, working his way back through as well. Every driver continuing to march the pace and march their charge, watching their angles, watching their turning. As they head to the carousel turn, McClenny leads the field off. Smith trying to hang in there. The 98 Domino's machine here, Chevrolet. Oh, Christoph Hall is going through into the sectors, the toughest sectors in my opinion, because this is where you really can get loose without even knowing it. Turn 11 and 12 essentially can just get you out of control and bet you a little bit more than you think. So one thing I've always said about that turn is you got to make sure you're watching that final exit, because if you get on the throttle just one bit wrong, rear end kicks out, and then you're really scrambling trying to hang on to it. Leanna Miller saying, Aaron Jackson, Leanna, good to have you on board. The Man Beast has joined us as well. Good to have you on board, William Bruce Mann Jr. Mounting the charge back in the pack right now. Cody Sturgill and the Hobbit 24 trying to make a move out there to Doug Gazelle. As Mark Rotingen is having all sorts of problems down there, has stopped on a dime, and we'll have to try to hope for a bit of help here in stage number 1. Lap 8 will be when we get the caution out for that, so that should be an interesting plan there, an interesting little sub-heat, to say the least here, see what happens on that front and on that level. Ooh, a little bit of a spin around there. We're hearing some spins in the field, and it looks like that must be Joseph Gravala. In the 47 machine, he has come to a dead stop right on the middle of the turn. Let's take a look at the PTM replay and see what exactly transpired here. I said earlier, those last 2 turns were going to be the ones that bite most of these drivers. Well, it bet one. The Motorcraft 47, too hard in the corner, hard on the brakes. That right front just does not lock, and it goes straight to the outside. Everyone else, though, doing a tremendous job avoiding the troubles. Back to the live action here. Christoph Hall way wide in the corner there. Open the door for Maurice Bennett now, and Burnett going for him. The Ashok Chevrolet Silverado making his way around. Gets a good pass, good drive off. Kay McClunny right now, though, your race leader in the Toyota Tundra camp, trying to hold the 70 Aaron Smith back into the field. He is hunting him down like a dog finding himself a nice piece of bacon to go after. And Smith is the hungry dog that wants that piece. He's trying to catch him, though. Again, there's 2 stages, stage 8 and lap 8, and then lap 20 will be our stage breaks here. So that will set the field in and out of the pack. We'll have to see how well that goes for some drivers and how well that tears up for the rest of the field. It's going to be a lot of close cornering and a lot of close battles throughout. But there's one thing I will say, though, and I know from former drivers as well, you're going to have to watch out for one of these guys, especially by the name of Aaron Smith, because this cat has won championships in 2 leagues for that matter. He has been a multi-time race winner here on PTM Racing TV, and he is probably, in my opinion, one of the toughest guys you will have to go up against on a road course, on an oval, and anything in between. Aaron Jackson dealing with some company right behind him there, the 84. Casey Moore just carrying more, using all a bit of that track surface. Trying to find every inch of this surface he can use without end up throwing it into the ruts, the grass, and everything else, as he's trying to keep his 84 machine right up into the pack and into the Varge. Cody Sturgill, though, hunting him down. The McCullough Ultra Superior Light Beer. Got a little bit of a branding sponsor on that bad boy, and that is looking pretty strong here. But I'll tell you one thing, the 24 does not drink light beer. Apparently, Sturgill, he likes the heavy stuff, and he's trying to bolt out the heavy liquor on him in that Hobbit machine. Trying to get him a little woozy, trying to get him a little bit of a doozy coming through. Sturgill still not able to get a good pass off. Watch for him in the back straightaway, though, to really make a run for him if he can. That's where you see a lot of drivers trying to make that pass to force them into a very tight ordeal for the bus stop. More often than not, you'll see actually a lot of races determined and won in that corner. We've seen it before with the Champion Pirate going Fast and Fun Cup Series, where literally it was the bus stop that cost a hometown boy his race win. And really a great and close court battle with another fellow driver. Even in the IRL days, you would see back with Brad Keselowski and Marcos Ambrose going head to head in that corner and battling just through every little angle, every little turn on the last lap. And probably what could be one of the best finishes ever on a road course, to say the least. Gregory Everett in that 31, sudden drop machine, falling back early. Problems in the machine. Looks like he's trying to avoid damage and stay out of trouble. He's going to be a lap down, but can regain that lap as long as he can stay just ahead of Doug Azell and Mark Rodigan. Rodigan and Azell right now both though out of play until further notice. Not sure if they will be able to come back from what they have suffered through earlier. Outboard camera here with Bud Shear here, and you've seen earlier on Bud Shear in these divisions was able to really put up and fight around with some of these guys, but still searching for that win. If he was going to do it, this would definitely be a good place to get it done at, but right now it's just a little bit off pace and 11 seconds back of Cade McClinney and even Aaron Smith. That's certainly not going to help your cause any there. The Jackson Toyota Tundra right now staying up ahead of the Verbs and the Curves, but Charles Van Schaik not so much here. Trouble down there, unfortunately, for the number 23 driver in the Ford F-150. Looks to me like that right side might be slightly damaged. No, I guess not. There's a little bit of a damage on the right front. You can see a minor little clipping there. Looks like you might have scraped the wall as you went by, and that's not going to help him out. The fast lane 23 going to be just a hint slower as he currently tries to fight back and hunt down into the field. Joseph Gervala here, the 2047 Motorcraft Ford Performance Machine, just getting right up ahead is Ryan D. Cook in the Align Outdoors 10. A little bit too hard in turn number 1 off the exit, spins the right sides out, and away she goes. 2 positions lost, double trouble for Ryan D. Cook. Certainly not going to help his confidence out any, much less give him any breathing room. And speaking of breathing room right now, Smith not exactly letting McClenny breathe, and he wants the stage points. He wants that position. Lap 8 on Verge. They're going to run him right through. This is something here. The HFM 05 trying to hold the 870 back as they come straight to the finish line. Stage break time coming up. But who will take that home? Cabe in the HFM Toyota Tundra right now holding the big gold 70 away. Smith trying to find an opening on him. Is he possibly looking to just kind of overtake him and override him through the corners, I wonder? He's going to have a lot of work to do if he's going to get it done. To the bus stop they come. Smith waiting for McLean to make a bobble. He got a great entry and extremely good exit off that one. He's on the tail. And he's got him right in his sights, but he still can't get away around him. Looking for another opening. They'll bring it back through. Smith knows he needs to get him in here in turn 11 and 12 if he wants those stage points. Hot finish to the end. Around the final corners, though, they go. I don't think it's going to be enough time. No troubles there. And it looks like McClenny will hold off Smith for the stage point. Caution flag flies on out there. Stage is over. And my word, what a nice little battle there for the first place spot in the stage points. Glenny goes first. Smith goes second. Justin Reynolds will take third out of that. You know, it's funny, we forgot all about Reynolds there. He was actually putting up a pretty good performance in his own right there. Managing to steer clear of trouble, and he actually went 2 spots up out of the gate, so good start on him. Gary Moore going 6 up, and then your hard charge of the day, Charles Van Schuyck going 7. Although, honestly, he probably would have gone up a little further had it not been for that little spin around he had suffered earlier. Stage number 1 has been completed. We'll now move into stage number 2. Talk about a great little battle there, race fans. If you're enjoying the content so far, feel free to like and follow us up here on Facebook if you haven't already done so, and share the stream around because we have only just begun today's action. So the field right now going to go one more time around, and I believe that will then be where we get set for our pit stops here. The pace truck has finally been caught up to by our fellow drivers. Again, they are running on a road course here, folks, so it does kind of take a little bit to get around here. Joe Gervala coming on saying, "Let's go, Gervala." Hope I'm saying your last name right, by the way. If I'm not, please let me know how to say it properly. Cody Kramer saying, "Let's go 24 and 43. Kramer, great to have you on board as well today, sir. Well, Gervala earlier on having some problems. That 47 Motorcraft Ford F-150 spun it out in turn number 11 there, and unfortunately wasn't really able to recover, but did at least keep his 10th place spot in position, so he was able to at least stay under control there. But you got to wonder yourself, is he going to make the same mistake twice, or can he start to finally dial it in a bit? He had speed, but he lost a lot of ground late into that run, so it's going to be a very tall order for him, and he knows it too. Mark Leary saying first timer. Mark, great to on board. Hey, thanks for joining us, sir. Hope you enjoy the show and hope you enjoy the content. And as always as well, if you guys are watching on YouTube after the live stream on Facebook Live, then we do appreciate you as well. Hope you guys do. If you guys do enjoy that show as well, be sure to subscribe there. For more information as well on when we go live and what races come up, be sure to visit our Twitter and Instagram handles. As everyone heads to pit road, we're going to set the field in and see who comes out on top of this one. Christoph Hall's going to stay on now. He's going to get his lap back here, just kind of run it off to the end. That's going to be a smart little move. He's got a lot of damage on that right front as well. That will not help his cause any. Gyro's in pit road. Smith will be the top guy of the bunch. McClenny, though, was your leader and looking to get out quickly. That's exactly what he's going to do. Breaks him out once more. And Justin Reynolds almost making it difficult for Aaron Smith. Bud Shearer, Michael H. Aldrich, Cody Sturgill, and Joseph Gravala going to come out 8th. and 9th will be Aaron Action Jackson and Kerry Moore getting the 10th final spot out of that one. So Christoph Hall going to get a lucky dog back on that one as well. The Domino's 98 trying to hurry back to pit road, maybe get some damage cleared up on that machine. Earlier on, suffering a little bit of a hit there as I believe he went into turn number 2. Got wide and then went right up to the wall there, and that was really a no man's land. Once you're stuck up there, there's really nothing you can do. It's just pretty much hope and pray. One more time around, we will turn the pace lights off on the pace truck. We'll put the caution flag down, and then you know what we do next, folks? We go racing again. Lap number 20 will be their next stage break, so keep an eye out for that lap. And keep an eye out for the battles as well here, as these guys continue to march and charge on the Road Course Challenge week. Should be an interesting little race here. Seen some interesting positions already kind of cooked up and brought up amongst these guys, as some of them have been facing and dealing with the challenges that set their faces here. Christoph gets it done and gets it fixed out of time, so he's got to race back to him as we're going to the 1 to go here. Our flagman has initiated the 1 to go signal. That means the pace truck will come onto the straight and turn off the lights. And that means we are ready. There is the green signal. It is go time at Watkins Glen again. The RBS, www.ebs.com, number 94, Justin Reynolds. We didn't really get to talk much about him. The www.esb.com, excuse me. Put up a pretty good performance there right out of the gate. You saw him really just kind of pile it down on the track and really make some charges up with the top 2 front runners, only having some competition and some company from Chad Adams in the Exxon 54. But again, you just kind of know to yourself and just kind of think in the back of your head, you know, how long before the guys that know how to really wear and tear these tires and really use their fuel mileage is up, take control of this race and take control of these battles, because that's something we always kind of think and wonder about. When you get those strong finishes, you get those strong race results, it's usually because these guys take so much time, effort, practice, and laps just to get an idea of how the setup and the equipment is, and then have to figure out how to run a almost perfect race, if you will, barring any cautions, barring any issues. And really for this race, not really. I don't think you're really going to see any cautions, really going to see any trouble there. We're going to be more focusing on just kind of how they play each race, they play each strategy here, and that's what these guys are going to be looking for. Hey, we'll have 8 laps remaining on the stage number 2 break here as Christoph Hall just barely in time catches the field there, so he'll at least be up there with the front runners. Gregory Everett, Samuel Harrell, and Keith Prince still out on the track. Unfortunately, they are already laps down. They're going to have to figure out how to get away from that and how to get back into this. Off on corner number 12, down to the front straightaway, leading them back in to our Goat Racing League restart zone. Green flag drops. Hard braking zone coming up. Everybody trying to watch their turn. Nicely done there. Impressive little start, but it's Cade McClenney who takes the early advantage. Aaron Smith falls from behind. Justin Reynolds, Chad Adams right but there. Michael H. Aldridge here in the 40 NOS Energy Drink Special in the Toyota Tundra, taking a good charge back. He's looking to get up there to Cody Sturgill's 24 and take over the 6th spot. Entering through the bus stop here, clean as can be, no troubles there. Little bit of a fight back there. You see the 23 of Charles Van Schuyck going for the 10 of Ryan D. Cook. Yeah, the Align Outdoors machine meets a little bit of a SpongeBob designed up 23 F-150. Charles Van Schuyck says, I'm ready to take your position away as he gets ahead of him. Reynolds already starting to steer clear of Adams right now as Reynolds tries to stay with Smith McClenney, maybe realizing the strategy they're up to and maybe trying to cook and concoct something of his own. A little bit loose though, opened the door up now for the 93. Here comes Bud Shearer moving the chains, here he goes through. And the RBS machine now taking a good ride off. He's got ahead of the Exxon 54. More trouble down there for Gregory Everett in turn number 1. Just barely missed him as he pulls off the track. Tough break there for him. Looked like qualified out here in 15th and only to fall back in position. In trouble. Entering into the bus stop again. Joseph Gravala this time slamming around and he took one with him. Samuel Harrell right there in the mix and in the fold. A huge hit and wreck there as that one sends him on back. Another look at it. Just had our cameras barely set on that one right here. Here's a look at it here. Samuel Harrell. Gonna be right in front. Bam! Right into the corner. And the NOS Energy Drink goes completely out of control as he gets completely toe tapped and banged by Gravala. Nothing he could do there and nowhere to go from it. Huge wreck and a huge hit, unfortunately. What a tough break there for both drivers, unfortunately. And I have to clarify some. That was Michael H. Aldridge, not Harrell there that got taken out. My apologies to Harrell there. I did not mean to coincide him in there. He's in the 43. The 40 was Michael H. Aldridge. So, just for clarification before I know the comment section comes from my head. Coming out of the bus stop, though, and once again, I don't even think we need to really go anything on these two. These two are just going to pretty much own the show for the lead. Let's just say it now. At least for these first 2 stages, McClenney and Smith, they must know each other well because they really do not give a hoot about where the other goes. They're trying to block and defend the other. And extreme offense on that 70 is making McClenney maybe just a slight bit nervous, but not too bothersome. He knows the hard racing antics of Smith here, and he's trying to hold him back. Great battle for the lead, great battle for position and gain as the field comes their way off of turn number 12. En route as well. Kerry Moore at the 84 and Charles Van Schuyck here battling back. Charles, hard charger, 11 spots up. He's making a feline for the front. The driver out of Levittown, Pennsylvania right now, making a pretty good use of his home state land, if you will. around New York area, so he knows a thing or two about racing on this eastern part of the states. Justin Reynolds about 4 seconds back already here of the leaders. Same kind of ordeal he was in earlier for the stage break. Bud Shearer and Chad Adams, though, they really just kind of been playing around with their own setups and their own style here. Keeping things under to it and keeping things under pressure. Take a look at our manufacturers as well here. A lot of Chevrolets in this mix. Chevy's kind of dominating most of our lineup, but we do throw in a couple Fords. They got about 4 Fords on the field. And then our lone Toyotas, the 3 of them, Aaron Jackson, Michael H. Aldridge, and the race leader, Gabe McClenny, staying true and holding strong. Chad Adams now closing the gap here on Bud Shearer after that pass that he suffered earlier on. Could be a bit of a mix-up here between those two on depending on who can get the better of the other. Lap times right now showing you the green of Adams catching him. The orange is what Shearer was able to hold him back on. With 25 laps to go, it is anybody's guess who will take that out of the ballpark. Look at this now, up for the front. Smith, he's got to run, got it on the inside. No, backs off, corners back to his back stretch into the back half. McClenny gave him a slight opening there. McSmith, though, not wanting to force the issue or ensue any problems. He keeps it right on his tail. He knows he can strategize and prioritize a race move over the next. And I think, honestly, that's probably one of the most dangerous parts about these two is that McClenny, well, we saw him in Indy, when he gets it going, he's hard to get around. He's hard to catch. With Smith, all the times we've seen him, this cat will literally be a thorn in the tail and hang around as long as he wants, but when the time comes, he'll strike when the iron's hot. He's extremely good at that racing mentality and that racing style, and our best lap time showing you exactly what we're talking about and how that's going up against one another. Think about this for a second. Those two right now, look at their times. McClenny has the fastest lap right now. 200ths of a second determined that in that predicament and in that situation. That is blistering fast. And that is just extremely consistent. If that's how close they were and how close they are right now, you know there is a good chance and a good hunch that this could be an absolute race on their hands. And again, we'll just kind of have to see if it plays out that way and if it plays out as such. Maurice Burnett right now trying to get there to Ryan D. Cook in the number 10 while also trying to hold back Aaron Action Jackson right behind him. And I do mean right behind him. He is literally on his corner. Here comes Jackson. To the right side. There goes the number 12. Jackson now holds position and holds the ground entering into turn number 11. A strong showing there by the Toyota Tundra driver. He is moving the chains back to his qualifying spot. And Leanna likes what she sees. Or Linnea, excuse me. I wanted to say Leanna. I'm sorry, Miss Miller. I hope I'm saying it right. Linnea, right? Hope. If I'm saying it wrong, by the way, folks, let me know in the comments section. And speaking of saying wrong, I think I might have gave an old broadcaster curse to somebody as the 10 of Ryan D. Cook cooks himself off turn number 1. You see the puff of smoke coming out. Looked like a minor mishap entering into the turn. That gives Aaron Jackson and Charles Van Schaik plenty of room to move up the chains. And now even the 3 of Keith Prince getting ahead of him, trying to get their lap back and trying to get their positions back. Linnea says I'm saying it right. Awesome. That is exactly what we want to know. No killing it, LO. Just call me Lynn. Got it, Lynn. I'll do my best. Try to remember that. "22 laps in, the HFM 05 still trying to hold back the big gold-plated 70. I would have said Smith was kind of the version of Goldberg, if you will, when it comes to just his gold standard in terms of streak and wins. But he has been defeated a few times, so I can't call him the Goldberg of our PTM Racing TV shows. But he definitely could be known as a gold standard in that truck. So I think it might be a nickname I can finally give him, the Aaron the Gold Standard Smith. What do you guys think? Probably too much, or you think I got it right with him? It's either that or the Hawkeye, because honestly, he's got the same colors as the Iowa Hawkeyes team, so that's the only thing I can give him. Yeah, I think we'll figure something out eventually. Caution flag, though, is out. Lap number 20, I believe we actually have hit it there, so I believe that was the end of it. Yep. Lap 20 is in. That means stage number 2 is done. So all that excitement, all that racing there, completely forgot about the stage break there. Call that bad broadcasting on my end if you'd like. Call it what you will. But either way, our caution is out for our second stage, which means now we are entering into the final stage. And what a stage it was here once again. Another solid battle for the race lead. Some wild moments cooked up, and I don't mean to be pun intended there for Ryan D. Cook. Trouble earlier in the race here again for guys like Joseph Garala, yet still managing to come back almost in the top 10 bracket. Michael H. Aldrich here. With the damage on that rear end, definitely going to need to get that fixed up and hopefully kick back up for a speedy boost in the positions. It should be interesting to see what happens and what transpires from here. Well, this is just the first of our mini race schedule we've got going on. Coming up later this week on Thursday, the Pit Stall Racing Series returns. The Super Late models come to the stage, and it'll be great to see them back out. But they won't be racing on the usual short tracks. Oh, no. They'll be racing on the bigger tracks. And first up on that bunch, my home track itself, Iowa Speedway, will be lined up on the lineup. And then Friday night, we will then see Misfits Racing League return the SRM Truck Series at Dover Motor Speedway. Should be a hot one. We can't wait to see it. And then, of course, on Saturday night, you know them well and you get used to seeing them because the GOATs are coming back. They will return with us here onto the show, coming out on Chicagoland Speedway, October 15th. It should be a good one. We'll see them there. And by the way, that will be their last race before playoffs can begin, so that should be an interesting little deal and little position there, I would say. Pit stops will be aplenty here. They will be of many. And you see that lap counter as well here. This is going to really kind of test some guys and some drivers here on where they go from this position and where they go from the placement. Because now they have two things up on their sleeve. Number one, they're going to have to figure out the fuel limits. They're going to have to figure out their tire limit and how hard and how far they go at certain points and certain flanks. That can usually spell trouble for some drivers. It can spell sanctuary for others as they head down pit road. And we saw a pretty quick little battle off pit road for that last time. It's second place spot between Smith and Reynolds. I think Reynolds looking to try to get him this time. Let's see who pits out at first here. Tires immediately going on for your front runners and leaders, so it looks like a fresh set. Last time it was just fuel. This time it's a full set of tires coming out of pit road. Oh, Aaron Smith this time will get McClenny out. Reynolds will keep his third spot. Buddy Shearer will go fourth, and fifth will be Chad Adams coming out. But now, from offense to defense, Smith is going to have himself a chance here. Rest of your field follows suit. Charles Van Schaik will take 6th, 7th, Kerry Moore, 8th, Aaron Jackson, 9th, Joseph Gravala, and 10th, Maurice Burnett coming out of pit road there. Very, very interesting little deal here. And right now, let's take a look at that pit stop time as well here on the show. Time to take a look and see how long that one went for them. Their pit stop time is going to replicate through their field. And you can see just in general there, pit lanes, they were in for about 45 at the earliest to 47, 48, 49 at the latest. Some going as far as 52, 56 for just a couple of them. But mainly speaking here, we're looking at this field and it looks like Smith may have took a little less fuel in the truck. Cade McClenney looking at the overall fuel mileage run. I think that's going to be his game plan here. Smith, though, took less, so it's going to be a very tall order for that 70 to stay ahead of the curve and stay ahead of position, especially if these guys get a bit aggressive. Nevertheless, field is ready to march back and march forward. Joe Gravala saying, yes, sir, it's Gravala. Gravala? Gravala. Yeah, Gravala. Oh, my goodness, I'm saying it now. So, Joseph Gravala, as I guess if I'm saying it right, that's all I need to know. Wait, hold up just a minute, hang on. We got one around here in turn number 1. We're not even racing here, boys. Did somebody put Byron on Hamlin again? Is this Byron versus Hamlin part 2? What is going on down there? Let's take a look at the replay. Hold on a minute. One coming around. Oh! Well, I don't know if Ryan D. Cook meant to get that 8 or if he just decided to come down, but there's one thing we can say over NASCAR. At least we caught that on our cameras. Hold on, quick little technical difficulties on our screen here. We had to get that. I don't think we got it there, folks. I don't think we got it there. Oh, we did. The producers were yelling at me and saying, "Yeah, we got this. Yeah, we got the screen back to normal. It's all good." You'll see that for the new fans at home, we only put that screen up when the video does slow down a little bit. Just a little refresh is all it needs. Alright, here we go. We have completed our stages. We've completed our ride off. Now comes the drive off. Exiting off turn 12. Pace truck will go back into pit road, which means our drivers are now set for the position and set to return to racing action. Green flag high in the air. Let's finish it out at Watkins Glen. That first turn is going to set the tone. And Smith, this time, gets it ahead of McClenney. This time, it'll be Smith on defense. McClenney is going to have his hands full on offense. Oh, speaking of having his hands full, Chad Adams nearly losing it there off of turn number 2. You saw that rear end kick right out underneath him. He was driving that thing, wheeling it to a no-hold-barred matchup just to hang on. Joseph Gravala, though, he's making a comeback. Remember earlier on, he's been in 2 things, a spin, a wreck, and now he's literally marched it back to the top 5. He's definitely trying to play the Cinderella story come to life, goes through war and back, and yet still somehow comes back to fight for a possible top 5 contention. Okay, McClenny looks like he's starting to feel the pressure just a little bit. He's struggling to get it back to Smith here. Smith is keeping him on his toes, keeping him on his tail. Both drivers looking even keeled here as they settle down back into turn number 1. All drivers right now absolutely parking it up on the field and trying to hang in position while they can. Maurice Burnett earlier on getting a little bit trouble lopsided with Cook. Now has to fall back in line a little bit as he gets cooked up again through turn number 1. The 43 is Samuel Harrell making a great charge back after his troubles earlier. Gregory Everett with still problems again there in turn number 1 here. Has to come to a dead slow down, and that's going to cost him again there. Carrie Moore, the 83, trying maybe to look for an opening, maybe look for a shot in the dark here to get to the top 10. But in his wake is Michael H. Aldridge and Christoph Hall, with now even Harrell making things just a little bit more difficult. Through the carousel turn he goes in turn number 10. Looking for the crossover, can't cross him back, not quite yet. Had an opening there, but wasn't really able to figure out the position or where he was at. He was kind of stuck between a rock and a hard place, and there was nowhere to go. Taking a look at our lap time right now. Aaron Action Jackson slowing down just a bit off pace to Gravala there. Gravala doing a great job keeping his distance. He's starting to really social distance out more than we did in 2020 here. Chad Adams in the 54 Exxon holds the top 5 moniker right now, keeping a good distance away from Gravala. But again, that's not saying much when all is said and done. If we take a look at that time zone here, only that last lap was where he was actually able to put some pace on him. Whoa. Well, to say he didn't drive that turn is an understatement. That was a huge drive off there for Gravala. And don't look now, race fans, but right now, McClenny, after winning the first 2 stages, his offense not quite sticking as well as he wanted to on the 70th Smith. Actually has some damage on the right side of that truck. Not too sure where that was cooked or brewed up from. We'll take a look at the PTM replay, see if we can get a good look at where that came from and where that happened at. Usually you don't see kind of damage like that on a driver's truck unless he's done something kind of crazy here. You see the right side of the truck pretty clean here, so let's see if maybe he gets into it with a 70 here or what happened exactly. Loose there. Oh yeah, no, still nothing. Guess maybe the producers might have fast forwarded just a little bit too much there. Oh, there you go, right there. Caught the inside of the wall actually, and somehow managed to actually stay and stay on the run. I don't know how you do that exactly, but credit where credit's due. That's pretty impressive. Major damage on the 94 Justin Reynolds. Unfortunately, I think he might have suffered that entering into the first turn here on the first lap of this final stage here. He's got massive damage on that front of the nose that could be destroying the airflow around the truck. Not able to get a clean air position and having to deal with that dirty air around him. That certainly will not help his cause any, as the 54 Chad Adams is on a deadlock hunt for him. This is your Exxon onboard camera. The RBS boys right now still currently holding the 3rd and 4th spots up. Trying to keep it locked and loaded with an iron fist here. And with them battling up to it as well, the 37 Ford F-150 Motorcraft machine coming for him here too. Battle of the 2 Chevys as the Ford looks on from behind. Speaking of going on behind, a lot of stuff also happening too there in Jackson. Charles Van Schaik and Christoph Hall making a little bit of a ride around here. You got a 5-truck battle actually for that position that Jackson is in, which is 7th. Everybody kind of closing them off and closing in and still fighting each other at the same time. This is what the hard racing antics can come to here at Watkins Glen. It's track famed, rich in history, as well as its craziness to go entwined. Drivers are kicking up a lot of speed and really powering it down. I think it's about time that we send it their way as well. As 98 Christoph Hall battles the 23. Let's see how they do when we crank things up just a little bit. When you roll with us here on PTM Racing TV, you gotta crank it up once in a while here and live it loud and live it proud. And speaking of that, here on the inside, making some noise. Here comes Gravala. Oh, he's more than just making some noise. He's giving some bumpers. And the 54 of Adams getting caught there off the carousel turn, losing a little bit of ground as the 47 manages to steer clear of getting him loose and get him in trouble. Both drivers absolutely just weary of that one. Oh my. Adams managing to hold off. He'll go into pit road as Gravala will stay up ahead. McClenny is in pit road already. Smith right now looking at his overall position. He's probably keeping a close tab on that fuel run. This is a very bold strategy here and a very tactical idea for the number 70. But we've seen crazier things happen before with him. He probably feels he's got too comfortable of a lead to really be worrying about anything. But lap traffic can be a factor. Keith Prince, though, not really for him. He gets out of the way for him and stays out of trouble. Charles Van Schaik, though, problems down there on the front straightaway. And now everybody else moving ahead of him. Front straightaway entering turn number 1. Not really sure what went wrong there. We didn't have a camera on him at that point, so we can't really go back and look. Battle here, though. For the 7th spot, McClenny, no trouble there. Goes around Kerry Moore, but can Kerry get him back into the bus stop? He enters it in quick. He's going for him here. Very conservative, though, through the bus stop, more than I thought he was going to be. Sounds like actually maybe kind of clutching in there as he goes to the carousel turn, trying to save a little bit of fuel, perhaps. A little bit easy and off, gentle. Smith and Gravala now are both entering pit road. Your new leader is going to be Bud Shearer. So we've had 3 leaders this entire race. And out of a 41 lap race, that's honestly pretty impressive. Usually these road course races, you don't see that a lot. You usually see it a lot more often, just kind of guys just kind of taking it easy and pearling away when they need to. The 40 of Alder is going to get back out on the track here, and so will Smith. Giles Van Schaik, Kerry Moore all entering in, looking to try to get the fastest they can out of there, in and out. Bud Shearer, though, your race leader, and Justin Reynolds kind of helping him out a little bit. Shearer, not our only Canadian driver we've seen here on PTM Racing TV, but it is one of his. He is our only Canadian we have today in this league race. And with 8 laps remaining this time as he comes to the finish line, you got to be wondering to yourself, when does he opt to pit road? Field going to bracket him around here. Reynolds staying with Shearer here. Glen saying good, looking good, Jackson. Well, right now, yeah, I'd say so. 8th spot, 1 spot up from his qualifying. Not bad at all for the number 12. Samuel Harrell, Cody Sturgill still at each other's game plans, at each other's throats a little bit for that 9th spot here. Samuel trying to stay in control and in contention. Problem down there in turn number 1 yet again. That's the same corner we've seen many drivers struggle at all day. Keith Prince, unfortunately, the latest victim. And he's going to be parked around the 54 of Jad Adams as he comes right around him. Gravala being still on the attack. Oh, entering in turn number 2. That slows down the 54 quite a bit. Bit of a problematic turn. Can Gravala get around him on the back stretch to get to Adams here? He will indeed. Good sportsmanship by the number 3 of Prince. Knows he's pretty much out of this race, so he lets the other guys bail it out. Oh no, or does he? What happened to the 47? Oh my. And Gravala getting himself side-swiped there, entering into the bus stop. I couldn't really tell from that angle if he got hit from the 3 or what went wrong. We'll try to get it from a blimp cam perspective. Might have overturned it here. Yeah, actually that was all him. From that angle right there, it's pretty obvious. Overbroke and brakes did not lock the way he needed to. He'll get a penalty for the time gained there. That will slow him down and now elude him in to a little bit of positioning here between the 12 of him and Aaron Jackson. And outside for Action Jackson to come on the attack. Putting it right up to him, putting it pretty close to the corner. Still no gain there. I'll tell you, one guy that's got some good gain, some good position right now, it is definitely that 93 and the 94. Both guys right now trying to tempo their spacing and trying to tempo their timing here. Shearer extremely loose off the corner. And by the way, Aaron Smith just laid down the fastest lap, 1:13.22. He's a madman on a mission right now, I'm telling you that much. Reynolds and Shearer trying to work the strategy, trying to figure out what they're going to do here when time comes. They both entered into pit road on lap number 22. And everybody else so far has been on lap 31, lap 32. So they're going for a very, very aggressive pit lane strategy here. That is for certain. But will it work? I think when they get into pit road, if they do at all, it's going to be just for fuel. If they're going to try to ride out the long run, this is a very, very bold strategy. So they're only 11 seconds ahead of the other guy that's coming for him here. Your Jackson cam is on board with the 12 Toyota Tundra of Aaron Jackson. You can see that slight little movement, slight little toe tap into the turns, the way he controls the steering wheel, the way he angles it in. He's trying to make sure he doesn't overturn or over-rotate any part of that truck. He wants to make sure that he keeps it all nice and straight. As we always say in racing, the straighter you are, the faster you become. And that is exactly what they're trying to work on. Any way you can kind of sharpen the corners and sharpen the turns, man, it just makes you so much better as a driver and so much faster as a competitor. They're very well aware of that and well regarded and rounded on that table and on that front. And with the next race these guys got to deal with too, I guarantee you they'll have to figure out how to really build and bolster their speeds and credibility, because the next one up on their lineup for this one is going to be held down at Nashville Speedway. So I believe that is going to be the Super Speedway, not the Fairgrounds, but we'll double check with that one on them. Chad Adams right now going to get passed up here. Lost ground in time, got a little bit loosey-goosey, and it kind of gets a little bit close to the 12 of Adams there. Battling through him on the slippery slope turn, or as I call it, the snake slope. Uh-oh, Samuel Harrell loose. Watch out down there. Oh, and a huge hit, unfortunately, for the 31. And a big wreck ensuing there on that end here. Gregory Everett wrecked out completely, and a big change up in position for these drivers. 4 laps to go right now. Bud Shearer had to go to pit road. Too much time lost. Aaron Smith, your new leader. Top 5 on your screen here. The final 5 are the Elite 5 as we've known to be. Everybody right now just throwing anything they can to the wire and anything they got up against each other. Cody Sturgill right now trying desperately to get the Hobbit 24 back to that number 98 of Christoph Hall and the Dominoes to Chevrolet. And Charles Van Schaik, the hard charger of the day. 8 spots up, never look back. This honestly is a very impressive showing from these drivers. Nashville Super Speedway or Fairground Speedway should be an impressive race coming up next for these guys. Judging by the title, I'm presuming I'm going to say Super Speedway, so I'm just going to go with that for now. We'll confirm that later on, though. The Exxon 54 slowing down the 12th Jackson machine earlier there on, and then kind of getting everyone set for a loop. It's kind of brought us to this picture we have right at the moment with 3 laps to go. Smith, McClenny, and Reynolds. Bud Shearer 2 seconds back of the 94. His teammate looking to try to get back up to him here. Charles Van Schaik now. Schaik going for the run. Up the outside corner, down to the right. Gets the Hobbit 24, but gets himself loose in the process. Great save. Not entering into that tire. Not going into the water barrels. Water barrels, sand barrels, call it what you will. Either way, that was an impressive little move there from the 23 to avoid trouble as he continues to hang in there. Just a few short laps left. Green flag will fly high in the air. Time by for Aaron Smith. Cade McClenny got to be wondering to himself what went wrong when he had the lead there before pit road. Smith kind of outsmarted him there, and then all of a sudden had to try to figure out how to stop playing defense and go back to offense. Kind of lost himself in the corners, lost himself in the turns, and ended up costing him dearly. Oh, speaking of losing that corners dearly, oh man, what a hit there on the 23. Charles getting a big chunk of Cody there, and unfortunately slows his momentum down. The airflow around the truck definitely damaged, and Sturgill's no better. Set off to the cliffside, to the shadow realm you go, to the top 10, sir. Charles will take the nice spot over, now 9 up. We've got 2 to go. The white flag comes out next time by. And Kerry Moore liking what he sees, getting the door opened up to him to maybe have a chance to come back at him. Anybody's guess here, who gets this one? Top 10 in a deadlock battle for position. But coming off the final corners here we go. White flag in the air. Aaron Smith sees white. He's looking for the checkers. And troubles down there in the bus stop. Joseph Gravala, more issues in the bus stop again. The Motorcraft 47 just cannot catch a break in that turn. And once again, it bites him once more. And you can see the frustration setting in. You can see him just ramming on that throttle as the rear end kicks out slightly from him. Charles looking to capitalize as he gains him off the corner of the carousel. Looking for the hot turn, turn number 11. Charles forces Gravala up. There goes the 23. Gravala just absolutely fuming right now. Double trouble, now triple trouble. He's lost everything pretty much at this point. But entering from the carousel, now down into the final 2 turns. It was a long, long road from the stage 1 and 2, but stage 3, He followed the yellow brick road in Watkins Glen, New York to victory lane. Aaron Smith is going to win it here in the GOAT Racing League Truck Series and the Road Course Challenge Week. Kay McClenny will come second. Third will go, I believe, to Justin Reynolds, as long as he can make these final two corners. One more turn off to the straightaway, and Justin Reynolds will take home third. With his teammate Bud Shearer falling from behind, what a race end for him and that crew. But the battle for that top 5 spot still up for grabs. Action Jackson trying to get there around Chad Adams. Aaron trying to get him there off the final legs of the turn. Not enough time. Chad Adams will hold him off for 5th. A hard fought race and a big win to the Chevrolet Silverado camp of Aaron Smith. He's your winner, and he's about to do what he's known for, please the crowd with the burnouts. Well, that's some burnouts right there, I'll say. Wow. I think we might have to build a top 5 burnout section for him now. I think I have to migrate that one in the top 3 I've seen. Nicely done. And speaking of nicely done, that'll put up a performance there for his end results. Aaron Smith, your race winner today at Watkins Glen. Cade McClenny goes second. 2-stage wins for him, but not the final one. Justin Reynolds goes third. Bud Shearer will go fourth. Chad Adams taking fifth. Sixth to Aaron Jackson. Seventh to Christoph Hall. Eighth to Charles Van Schaik. Ninth to Kerry Moore. And Cody Sturgill will take home a solid 10th place. The rest of your finishers on your screen. So with that now, there is only one last piece of work we need to do. The top 3 join us in our race interview chat here. Let's listen in to your finishers today. Coming away third out of the bunch, though, will, of course, be the number 94 RBS Chevrolet Silverado driver of Justin Reynolds. And Reynolds, congratulations on a third-place finisher, sir. And talk about a long drive you had to suffer through. You had to pretty much kind of watch in with McClenny and Smith battling it through the first 2 stages, and that third one, you had a very interesting strategy there working with Bud Shearer. What was going on down with that one?
Yeah, well, Bud and I we run here a good little bit together in other leagues and stuff like that. But he's we have like the same. We're right on par with the same skill level, I'd say. So like, I mean, I just kind of was right there behind him, and like I'd catch him, then I'd mess the bus stop up, and he pulled from it. So we was just kind of equal, I guess to say. But it's just we did not have anything for the leaders. Them guys were cooking it, man. I don't know what they got in their truck, but I think I'm liking about 100 horsepower. I don't know.
Well, I mean, you definitely had a bit of speed, though, and a little bit of control when all was said and done on terms of fuel and the tire run. But, I mean, if anything else, I mean, if I had to guess, was it just mainly the corners that kind of slowed you down, or do you feel like you could have done something differently around here?
Yeah, well, a little more track time wouldn't hurt. I didn't have a lot of practice either. Just kind of jumped in here and went. Brake bias, I probably could have played with it a little more. I wish I'd went a little bit lower with it, but you only get a little bit to play with during the race. That probably would have helped a lot. And there were a lot of me and Bud and I were talking in Discord, and there's a lot of turns he was going in third gear when I was in second. So I think I was kind of burning my stuff up as well as because I was turning them higher RPMs, but Yeah, I mean, we gave it all we had, which we really just needed a solid night like tonight to get stage points, and trying to lock myself into the playoffs. We're right there on that cut line, so we did what we needed to tonight. We got stage points and a P3 finish, so I'm pretty happy about it, man.
Absolutely. Well, nevertheless, though, a solid third place finish for you and the crew. Is there anybody you want to thank for that?
Yeah, man. I just, as always, RBS. We got a good group of guys, and we always come out here and have fun no matter what, and try to be competitive. And all these guys who put this on, Charles and all the admins, man, what they do is awesome to allow us to be able to come out here, 2, 3 nights a week to be able to just, kind of have fun and just, release some stress. And as well. And always, PTM Racing TV. Thank y'all for broadcasting this, man. It's y'all do a great job, or you do a great job, I guess I should say.
As always, a crew working with behind me. But Reynolds, really appreciate it for your time and effort here, man. Congratulations.
Oh yeah, man. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, your third place finisher today, Justin Reynolds coming away third out of the bunch. Coming away second, though, out of the finish, it will be Mr. Cabe McClenny in the 05. And Cabe, the only Toyota driver to be able to hold a second place spot up in the podium as well as the top five. And talk about having to hold it off as well just throughout this race. You had both stages locked up, defending Smith back, but in the final stage, he gets around you in the pit stop. What went wrong from there?
Yeah, we both pitted, and I ended up. It was a 14.5 second pit stop, and I kind of knew if I was out front, I could kind of hold it, but if not, I knew I would. He'd be able to get around me. I knew he was a little bit quicker, so I was just trying to go for stage point or as many as I could, and try to make it into the playoffs because I'm right on the verge of it. So, tried as much as I could to kind of stay in front, but he was definitely quicker, so I just kind of a matter of time. But all in all, a good battle. Have fun with that. Watkins Glen.
We have a good battle here. Watkins Glen, of course. Now, I'm going to ask you as well, too. I mean, there's a lot of stipulation going on in the next race in Nashville. I mean, how do you use this race and use the success from it to translate back to the big oval you're going to head to next?
Yeah, Nashville. I like this. I like the fairgrounds. I really don't like that the short or the concrete track, the super speedway. I just can't ever find a groove in it, so I think I'm gonna do a little bit of practice this week. But looking forward to, I think it's Eldora after that. I like the dirt stuff and I'm having fun with it. So looking forward to that race especially.
Well, I can say as a dirt boy myself, I will enjoy looking forward to that one too. So it should be good for both of us. But nevertheless, McLeody has given away second place today at Watkins Glen. Who do you want to thank for this?
Just myself, I guess. Don't really got no sponsors or nothing, but I guess just my YouTube channel KO5. Go check it out.
Check it out, indeed. He definitely had something to show there, race fans. Gabe McClenny gonna come away second. Congratulations on this one, man.
Thank you, thank you.
Gabe McClenny, ladies and gentlemen, gonna go away second place out of the bunch. But the man that stands above all else, the man of the hour, the man who holds the power, ladies and gentlemen, your race winner today, Watkins Glen, Aaron Smith. And once again, Smith, you just keep proving to me and you keep proving everyone else out there, you can never leave us alone. You can never leave that victory lane circle, can you?
No, I mean, Kate put up a really good fight there in the second half. Once I got the leg up on pit lane in that last stage, it was a pretty solid run for me there, so I'll certainly take it.
It certainly was indeed, and that was something we wanted to ask about you too. I mean, the first two stages you were on offense, and then when it came to that final stage, you managed to get a quicker pit lane exit. I mean, from there, was it just smooth sailing? You just kind of never looked back, or were you a little bit concerned about making any mistakes with him behind you?
I mean, both times Cape got a really good restart, and I was afraid that he'd get around me on the outside again. But fortunately, I was able to hold my ground there in the last restart, and we were able to pull away there. I was a little worried about the strategies not being lined up and him getting a big enough lead on me for my tires not to make a difference. But fortunately, I was only about 3 seconds behind him when I left the pit, so that was able to get us back up there and bring it home.
You certainly were indeed, and boy, did you bring it home with a solid position and a solid end to this show. So, Smith, as I've asked you plenty times before, who do you want to thank here, sir?
I'd like to thank all the folks at the Goat Racing League for putting the show on, all the folks in the field for running a relatively clean race from what I heard, and you've broadcast, and all the folks for watching. Looking forward to getting back at it wherever we are next time.
Welcome back to the show, Aaron. Great to see you again, and once again, another victory for you and your crew.
All right, thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, Aaron Smith, I guess you could call him the Hawkeye of this one. He pops away with the win and takes it all in stride. Well, nevertheless, race fans, that pretty much does it. Our show is covered and good to go. Thank you so much, everyone that tuned in. I saw a few new viewers viewing in, as well as some first-timers. We thank and appreciate you so much for watching. We hope you enjoyed it. And the next time we see you will, of course, be on Thursday night edition. The Pit Stall Racing Series returns to us. Who will be the first series winner of the bunch? Find out with us as we conclude on. But for now, farewell. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time when the green flag flies.